the GSL World Championship. Welcome to Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the two teams that will light up the World Championship. The brightest stars of the world gathered as a team, never to be seen elsewhere, the World All-Stars. But not least, Stefano! Next, the strongest players from the country that esports was originated in are now here to take on the world's best players, the Korea All-Stars.
We generate the magnetic field stronger.
Seed, Tomegu, Squirtle, and MC.
We're in Vegas. You having fun? You excited? I'm Tasteless, with me is Artosis, and we're about to see Korea versus the world. You ready, brother?
I am so ready, Tasteless. You know, last year, Team USA came so close. Can they win again?
Right, seriously. No, but this time around, I got to say, you know, the Koreans, you and I before Starcraft 2 came out, we were interviewed a lot. We were saying, you know, the non-Koreans, they're going to be super strong. Now we're seeing the Koreans more dominant than we expected. But who knows, man? We got a sick lineup here for the non-Korean team. It's going to be pretty impressive.
Could not ask for a better lineup than this, seriously.
Yeah, no
These
kidding.
are 5 complete badasses here. And they're all ones that actually can beat Korean players. So, maybe.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. For clarification, no matter what, we are going to go to the 5th game. So even, let's say the Koreans or the non-Koreans win the first 3 matches, we still finish it out. So it's going to be a lot of great games. I'm super excited. I'm really hoping for the non-Koreans to win. How about you guys? But it's going to be tough. It's going to be super tough.
Well, I mean, look at that bench over there, man. Those are 5 scary nerds.
Those are some deadly nerds over there. But we got our non-Korean badasses over here. And, you know, I am super pumped for this. I love, you know, okay, so if you're unfamiliar with us, and there might be some noobs in the audience, don't judge, okay? We're from Seoul, Korea. We host the GSL. You guys know the GSL? And Seoul is, it's the mecca of esports. Hands down, best players in the world. And, you know, in this situation here, you know, we got most of these guys actually over here to my right. They've been to Korea, they practiced with these guys, Seoul, the perfect ecosystem to make the best gamers. But I would love to see an upset.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I mean, that's why we all watch Starcraft.
You know, it's almost ridiculous when you actually have one country against the entire world in anything, but no, it really is, you know. But that's the nature of this, okay? Like, Koreans are just that good right now, but it's going to be super awesome. Zerg, pretty dominant right now, so we got a lot of non-Korean Zergs.
Yeah, we do have quite a few of them, but we have some really great Zergs over on the Korean team as well.
Absolutely.
So, in fact, our second match, I believe, is a ZVZ.
Yeah. So it's gonna be awesome. Oh, and by the way, later on tonight, GSL Code S Finals. You guys stand for that? It's gonna be super awesome. In just a little bit here, we're gonna be having an interview with both sides.
Yep.
But tell us a little bit about the lineup, Artosis.
All right, our first match is going to be LucifroN against Seed T versus P. And, you know, that's the only Terran that we have in this World Championship.
But you know what? It's about time the Terrans weren't doing so well in Starcraft.
I know, right?
Remember last year?
Serves them right, man.
There's like guys booing. They're like, no, I'm not a Masters now. No, we used to call it GOMTV for a while, actually, in the studio. But no, Zerg's doing well, and you know, with patches coming out and the metagame changing, that's going to happen. So right now, Zerg's pretty dominant, but I'm super stoked.
Yeah, and then we're going to have Scarlet versus DRG. That's a pretty sick match. Anyone excited for that one? Our lone North American in this tournament. And then, of course, Nurchio against Squirtle. My heart is beating for that one, Tasis.
I'm getting wiggly for that one, man.
Squirtle and Nurchio. I mean, Nurchio is one of these guys that actually sometimes wins tournaments over the Koreans.
Oh, absolutely. And don't forget, you know, no matter what, we're going to go to Game 5 here. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be epic. Each player here, you know, there's more than just you know, money in a lot of these tournaments. This, I feel like, is more of a tournament for notoriety.
Oh, it certainly is. This is,
and you and I both have experienced this firsthand because we were StarCraft 1 professional gamers. You really want to beat the Koreans. You really want to do it because, you know, they've been so strong for so long that to take out the Koreans anywhere, it's insane. We're going to go ahead and throw up the schedule so you guys can see we've already talked about it a little bit, but I can't wait to do this because out of everything that I get to cast, and you know, you and I, we get to cast pretty much whatever there is esports as long as we got time. I love it when we get to see a non-Korean against a Korean.
Yeah. Now, as you see today, it is the pre-selected entry format. That's the 5 one-game 1v1s. And then tomorrow we're going to have the GSTL format where the winner stays, so you could have things like all kills. And if one team wins one of the rounds, the other team wins the other round, we'll finish off with an ace match. But let's say the Koreans win round 1 and round 2, there is no round 3.
Yeah, exactly. So, how you guys enjoying Vegas, huh? Pretty cool to have some GSL out here, right? If you guys watch a lot of this, I always say this, but I do love repeating it. I never knew that esports was going to get this big.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was live in Korea and be able to pay rent and keep talking about video games for money. But it turns out it keeps getting bigger and bigger. And by the way, next year, expect great things. We've got huge plans at GOMTV. It's going to be awesome.
Better than ever. Now, as you see here are the matches for today, and the last we didn't go over, that was Nano vs. Life and Stefano against MC. And I mean, that is pretty crazy. Now, this is, of course, how they got in here. We have the GSL point rankings. MVP could not make it. He does have that wrist injury, so Squirtle from 6th place is going to take his spot, and then DRG, Seed, Life, and MC.
And this is, you know, a once-in-a-year thing. It's so rare because, look, guys, you know, esports is so big now. The market for esports events, it's literally super saturated. You can basically live in a non-stop StarCraft 2 cycle. So to get all of these incredible players here at once, at the same time, same place, same match is huge. So now we're taking a look here are all-stars from the international scene.
Yep, and you do see them all there. Of course, the head coach this year is going to be the Team Liquid guy, Robert Nyman, and an old Dota player.
Now we got LucifroN over here. This guy was an up-and-coming badass in Warcraft 3. When Warcraft 3 was pretty much dominated, fairly stagnant. Of course, we also got Nerchio, fantastic Zerg player.
Yeah.
I think he's absolutely Codex quality.
Yep, and one of my favorites, Nanoa, of course. This guy, he is a badass guy. Yeah, you can cheer for Nanoa. He got so deep into GSL a couple times right in a row. And then, of course, Stefano, the winningest foreigner ever.
Absolutely.
Ever.
Stefano, when I casted his ZBZ in Sweden, I was blown away. And of course, you can't leave out Scarlet, representing the North American scene here.
Yeah, the champion of North America and Canada, total badass Zerg.
Yeah, it's going to be super awesome. But you know, with these Korean players, it's pretty scary. You know, it's almost hard to even pick out the 5 best Koreans because there are just so many solid ones. And we're going to take a closer look at them in a second. Guys, make some noise for these fine gentlemen on camera.
We have quite a crowd in here today, Tasteless.
Yeah, man. I'm super stoked to be in Vegas. Last time I was in Vegas, I was a Starcraft 1 pro gamer, and I had no money. So it wasn't as fun, but now I'm doing better here in Starcraft 2. So super happy to be down here. Here is our Korean lineup. And talk about legends here. We got Life, super young, just took out MVP.
Yeah, GSL and MLG champion. Just a really strong new Zerg player, all the rage. Seed, a recent champion, actually taking out MC in that finals.
Seed, I think one of the smartest players overall internationally.
Yeah.
MC.
Yeah.
This guy is the Zangief from Starcraft 2 as far as I'm
Seriously,
concerned.
man, you just hit all 3 buttons, he spins his arms around and takes all the money.
That ridiculous OP move. DRG over here, phenomenal player. I think he's got the best. Yes, the nerd horn speaks for itself over there. Phenomenal. Excuse me. Phenomenal mid-game. And Squirtle. I think the best build orders out there.
He really has revolutionized Protoss.
This guy knows how to prepare.
Yeah. So, Tasteless.
Yeah.
Here's a little list of matches. Which one are you most excited about?
It's really funny you actually handed me a list of matches. But first of all, guys, give it up for our Korean players. Well, you know, I'm going to be honest. I'm looking at the list right now. I'm going to say Stefano MC.
Stefano MC? Are you guys excited about Stefano MC?
But I mean, you know, out of all of them, you know,
they are all pretty good, actually.
The ZVZ Scarlet versus DRG, that's going to be great too. So we're going to see what's happening here. Your predictions?
Oh, it's so hard.
It is.
We are playing all the games, so I could see a 3-2. 3-2 for Korea, maybe?
I'm hoping for it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it to see it actually, you know, matter into the last match. But yeah, I could see a 3-2. These are their best of ones, and we have some great matchups here. Like, I could see any one of these matches going either way.
One thing to note is that overall the Koreans are more dominant, but when you take the 5 best players in the whole world against the 5 best Korean players, I mean, that's a different situation. I mean, the world's a pretty big place, okay?
It's pretty large, yeah.
To be one of the 5 best players in the whole world, you got a good chance going into this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they did play a little bit to get here. You know, some voting, some playing, and these are top-end competitors. I mean, we have the European champion, the North American champion, both crowned by Blizzard. So,
all right, we're going to go to the interview now with our 2 teams and see what their thoughts are. So, guys, take it away. We're going to go to the interview in a second here, whenever they're ready. But I'm super stoked. I hope to have a little bit of back and forth here.
Yeah.
And are we ready to do that?
All right, let's do it.
Take it away, guys.
네, 여러분 안녕하십니까. 월드 챔피언십 인터뷰를 담당하게 된 최정원입니다. 그리고 통역에는 저희 같은 팀의 존 박이 수고해 주시겠습니다. 여러분 안녕하세요. 네, 이거 현장은 이제 월드 올스타 팀 쪽 벤치에 나와 있는데요. 먼저 월드 올스타 팀의 감독 로빈과 그리고 주장인 스테파노 선수에게 몇 가지 질문을 해보도록 하겠습니다.
So we're going to be interviewing the World All-Stars team, Captain Stefano and Coach Robin.
네, 먼저 코치 로빈에게 먼저 질문을 해보도록 할 텐데요. 월드 올스타 팀 감독으로 선정되셨는데 기분이 어떻습니까?
Now you are selected as the World All-Star coach. How do you feel about that?
At first, I was actually kind of flustered about it. I didn't expect it at all. It was a big surprise to me when Frank Fields from IPL and Mr. J contacted me. But now that I've gotten to settle down a bit on it, I'm actually extremely honored, and I'm super excited to have the possibility to maybe win this year and do what Atosis couldn't do last year.
예, 처음에 너무 갑작스럽게 코치로 선정되어서 이번 IPL에서 와서 할 일도 많고 굉장히 바빠서 좀 걱정이 많이 됐는데 이제 막상 이렇게 시작하게 되니까 굉장히 흥분되고 기대가 많이 되고 작년에 이루지 못한 것을 올해는 꼭 이루고 싶다고 합니다.
네, 작년에 이제 8대7로 코리아 올스타가 승리를 하는 그런 경기가 있었는데요. 오늘 첫 번째 라운드는 엔트리를 5명을 서로 모른 채 각 코치가 제출을 했습니다. 그 다음에 맵을 선정을 했는데 엔트리가 확정되고 난 다음에 이 라운드 1 엔트리에 대해서 어떻게 생각하십니까? 이길 수 있을 것 같습니까? 이긴다면 몇 대 몇 정도 생각하시는지요?
Now the entries for the first day were pre-selected without each team knowing the other team's entries. And what did you feel after you saw the matchup? Do you think you have chance of win?
I think we actually got the best possible outcome for us in these matches. We have Scarlett going up against Dong Rigu in the CVC in the second match. That's going to be a really key match for us, get a win here already, so hopefully she can pull through. I kind of aimed for Nurture to get a CVP, and we were preparing for that, and Antigua is actually a great map for us against Squirtle. So I hope that's going to go really well. And for my last player in the 5th game, if it would end up going 2-2, I chose Stefano. And I'm extremely happy that he's going to go up against MC, since Stefano is probably one of the best Zergs we have here in the foreign scene, and MC is undoubtedly one of the best pros out there. So that's going to be a great match, and I'm looking very forward to that. And Stefano's going to take that home for us if it goes that far.
네, 처음 엔트리를 봤을 때, 처음 대진을 봤을 때 이보다 나은 대진은 있을 수 없다고 생각했다고 합니다. 두 번째 세트에서 이제 스칼렛 선수가 박수호 선수를 상대로 이제 저저전을 하는데 굉장히 승산이 있다고 보고요. 그다음에 이제 박현우 선수랑 이제 널치오 선수. 그것도 이제 널치오 선수가 저푸전을 하기를 바랬는데 그렇게 나오고 또 박현우 선수 상대하기에는 안티가 조 선수만큼 좋은 맵이 없다고 생각한다고 합니다. 그리고 마지막으로 외국 선수 중에 가장 에이스라고 할 수 있는 스테파노 선수랑 또 외국 신에서도 가장 활약하고 있는 한국 선수인 장민철 선수가 붙게 돼서 또 굉장히 기대가 되는 중요한 경기가 될 거라고 생각한다고 합니다.
네, 감사합니다. 이제 마이크를 스테파노 선수에게, 주장인 스테파노 선수에게 넘겨서 인터뷰를 해보도록 할 텐데요. 스테파노 선수가 월드 올스타의 주장을 맡게 됐고 시드를 맡게 됐어요. 오늘 라운드 1은 경기 결과에 상관없이 5세트까지 무조건 진행이 될 텐데 스테파노 선수, MC 선수 상대로 자신 있는지?
So you're selected as the captain of World All-Stars team, and you will be going up against MC. Are you confident in that matchup?
Yeah, I guess I'm very confident. I'm very good in ZVP, and I've beaten MC quite a few times, so I'm not really scared, and there's nothing to lose, right?
네, 이제 프로토스전에 굉장히 자신이 있고 과거에 장민철 선수를 많이 이겨본 경험이 있기 때문에 전혀 무서워할 이유가 없다고 합니다.
네, 월드 올스타 팀에서는 이제 스테파노 선수와 뭐 스칼렛 선수 이런 여러 선수가 있는데 한국 올스타 팀에서 가장 무서운 선수가 있다면 누굴 뽑으실지?
Now there are many great players today playing for each team. Which player among Korean team do you think is most intimidating?
I would say Laf. I think he has a very scary reputation, but we are representing Team USA, so we're going to win, I guess, right?
이제 이승현 선수가 아마 가장 무서운 선수라고 생각하는데 오늘 어차피 이길 거기 때문에 그 어떤 선수가 와도 상관이 없다고 합니다.
마지막으로 그럼 5세트에서 장민철 선수를 만나게 되는데 장민철 선수에게 큰 한마디 부탁드리겠습니다.
Now, any comment to your opponent, MC?
As much as I love you, I guess there's no gifts today.
예, 굉장히 좋아하긴 하지만 오늘은 선물을 줄 생각이 없다고 합니다.
알겠습니다. 네, 그러면은 이어서 저희는 인터뷰 응해주셔서 감사하고요. 저희는 이어서 코리아 올스타 팀으로 이동을 해보도록 하겠습니다.
Thank you for your time. We're going to be moving to the Korean dugout and do the interview.
끝나. 네, 일단 월드 올스타 팀은 상당한 자신감을 가지고 있는 것 같아요. 네, 많은 팬들이 이쪽에 나와 계신데 코리아 올스타 팀의 감독인 원종욱 감독 그리고 주장은 장민철 선수가 이상한 모자를 쓰고 지금 나와 있는데요.
So we're going to be interviewing the Korean team, Coach Won Jong-wook from Starcraft and Captain MC.
네, 먼저 원종욱 감독님에게 질문을 해보도록 하겠습니다. 한국 대표 감독으로 선발이 되셨는데 어깨가 좀 무겁지 않으세요?
일단 뭐 이런 자리에 제가 또 한국 대표 감독으로 나서게 돼서 되게 영광으로 생각하고요. 한국 선수들이 되게 강한 만큼 오늘 뭐 올스타전 크게 걱정 안 하고 있습니다. 저희가 이길 거라고 확신하고 있고요. 또 그렇게 될 거라고 믿습니다. 저희 선수들은.
It is an honor to be here as the coach of the Korean team, and as there's so many good players in my team, I'm 100% confident that we're going to win, and I believe it.
네, 오늘 1라운드 엔트리를 봤을 때 상대 팀 코치인 로빈은 굉장히 자신감이 있고 이보다 더 좋은 엔트리가 없다라고 말을 했었는데 원 감독님께서는 엔트리를 보고 어떤 생각을 했습니까? 아, 망했다 뭐 이런 생각했나요? 아니면은 뭐 이거 5대0이네 이런 생각했습니까?
Now Robin showed great confidence when he saw the entry matchups. What is your opinion on the matchup?
솔직히 뭐 그런 생각 안 했고요. 뭐 5대0 나오면 저희가 재미가 없잖아요, 경기가. 그래서 저희는 좀 살살 봐주면서 하고 싶은 생각이 사실 있어서 좀 강력하게 밀어붙이는 것보다는 조금 뭐 5대3 정도, 3대2 정도로 저희가 승리하는 게 맞지 않나 그렇게 생각하고 있습니다.
So we don't want to go too hard on the World All-Stars team. We're going to go easy on them. It wouldn't be fun if it's 5-0, 5-0. The ideal score would be 3-2 with enough fun.
그러면 오늘 만약에 1라운드 승리를 위해서 이거 라스베가스니까 $100 베팅할 수 있나요? 네? $100 베팅할 수 있나요, 오늘 승리를?
So since you're so confident, would you be willing to bet $100 on the victory of Korean team?
$100가 아니고 $1,000.
I don't think I'll go with $100, but rather $1,000.
네, 알겠습니다. 오늘 그러면 자신의 재밌는 경기 부탁드리겠고 이어서 우리 주장인 장민철 선수와 인터뷰를 나눠보겠습니다. 스테파노 선수가 상당히 자신 있어 했어요. 별거 아니라고 그냥 뭐 5세트에서 끝내버리겠다는 말을 하고 있는데 스테파노 선수에게 한 말씀 부탁드립니다.
Stefano showed great confidence against your match. Do you have any comments answering that?
In English or Korean?
I can English.
Okay.
He told me he don't have gift me, but I have present.
오. 네, 스테파노 선수 표정이 상당히 지금 굳어있는데 잠시 후에 경기로 얘기를 하겠고 오늘 1라운드는 다시 한번 말씀드리지만 3점을 따는 팀이 승리를 하지만 5세트까지 무조건 경기가 진행됩니다. 그렇기 때문에 장민철 선수는 스테파노 선수가 경기를 해야 되고요. 장민철 선수가 생각하기에 한국 올스타팀에서 이 선수 좀 구멍인데 이 선수는 선발됐으면 안 되는데 여기 와 있는 것 같은 선수가 한 명 꼭 딱 꼽으라면 누가 있을까요?
So we're going to be playing all 5 sets today, regardless of the score. And in your opinion, among your teammates, who do you think is not worthy to be here?
Just one, honestly.
It's me.
네, 오늘 옆에 이제 박수호 선수나 박현우 선수 그리고 이승현 선수 같이 이제 준비가 되어 있는데 이 선수들은 약간 한두 세트 정도는 내줄 거라는 생각을 하고 있어요. 그래서 오늘 1라운드는 제가 볼 때는 정말 박빙이 될 것 같고 결과적으로 승부는 내일 2라운드와 에이스 매치 결정전이 되지 않을까 싶은데 만약 에이스 매치까지 결정전이 간다 그러면은 본인이 주장으로서 한국 올스타에서는 누가 에이스 매치에 나가야 된다고 나가는 게 좋다고 생각하십니까?
So on day one, some of the Korean players are expecting that they will lose a few sets, and it is possible that even if Korean team wins tomorrow, that it will go up to, since they tie, they go up to the ace match to decide the final winner. Assuming that you will be the player for the ace match, what do you think the score is going to be?
I think we don't need ace match.
Okay. Stupid question, sorry. Yes, he think he don't need ace matches. Okay. 그러면은 여기서 이만 인터뷰를 마치도록 하고 한국 올스타와 월드 올스타의 재밌는 1라운드부터 경기를 시작하도록 하겠습니다. 마이크는 닉과 댄 그리고 한국에서는 박상현 캐스터에게 넘겨보도록 하겠습니다. 여러분 감사합니다.
Epic. I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
Set our match number one. It's going to be a best of one, by the way, each game. It's going to be LucifroN against Seed. You guys think LucifroN can do it? Anybody else out there think Seed's going to win? And your predictions?
Well, Seed isn't Vortex, and I don't know that I've seen LucifroN ever lose to anyone else, so I'm going with it.
I think LucifroN's got a great shot at this. I think LucifroN's a guy, a really brilliant player. But, you know, when you get Seed, this guy, he seems to be ahead of the curve. As far as, like, you know, how the game operates on a pretty complex level, I really feel like Seed's, it's like the fourth race. You know, like with Moon, they called him the fifth race. I feel like Seed's like that. It's not like preparing against just any other Protoss player.
He's really one of the like 4 Protosses that pushes the race forward. And I mean, he's going to bring whatever it is he's going to bring, and it might be completely new. No one may have even seen what he's about to do, but it's going to be good.
And the map is going to be on Cloud Kingdom. So, you know, Cloud Kingdom, one of our smaller maps. I actually prefer the smaller maps. I think they make for more interesting games. Here we got a shot of LucifroN. LucifroN, again, this guy came out of nowhere in Warcraft 3 when, you know, we really thought the Warcraft 3 competitive scene was going to be dominated by roughly the same 8 players.
Yeah. And he did come up and actually start to win. So a very talented player indeed. And you know, he's got a very aggressive style. He's going to keep the pressure on. So, you know, if Seed hasn't done his homework, he might be caught off guard by that.
Well, you know, one advantage the non-Koreans have coming into this is that if you want to research a Korean player, very easy to do.
Yes.
You got a lot of VODs of you know, these GSL matches, all that stuff. And the Koreans are not as familiarized with, you know, most of the non-Koreans.
Yeah, they pay
know
much more attention to their own scene.
Exactly, because, you know, in Seoul we have an ecosystem that is such where there's constant tournaments. There are literally esports tournaments every day out there. So you can exist in that microcosm and know your opponent, but you come out here to this playing field, it's totally different.
Yes, yes it is. Well, Seed against LucifroN. This is going to be exciting. This is our lone Terran going up, and look at that. Is that 51% versus 49? That's kind of crazy.
Pretty crazy, man. The match is going to be on Cloud Kingdom. The players are ready. I think LucifroN, he's got a unique, aggressive style. I think he really knows how to bully his way into a victory.
Well, that's going to work out here, because if you get into the late game on Cloud Kingdom, Protoss harassment there is better than probably on any other map. I mean, the warp prisms are everywhere. Some of the bases are very easy to Psystorm drop. There's a lot of places to hide pylons for warp-ins. So yeah, LucifroN, I mean, he's going to have to at least get some damage in earlier, or his Seed will just become too strong.
You know, and you know, Seed going into this, he won the previous GSL, but he's eager to prove himself here today. And guys, let me tell you something. The Koreans got a lot of pride about this. Koreans are the best at Starcraft. If they lose today, it's going to be insane. It does look like the map is now loading. So let's go crazy and show the people at home how much fun we're having here at GOMTV.net.
World Championship.
Again, the map is Cloud Kingdom. Fittingly, it's got a big S in the middle for a GSL code S. And let's intro these players in the bottom left from Spain. Let's give it up for this player. He is
Carrot 3 LucifroN.
And in the upper right, representing the Korean scene, one of the smartest players hands down in the world. His ideas?
LG, I am Seed.
All right, Tasteless. It's time to see what these guys want to do against each other. Will we see something crazy? You know, in a best of one, sometimes something crazy is the best thing.
Absolutely. You know, going into this with Seed, I remember, and maybe some of you guys have been watching GSL for a while remember as well, Seed, do you guys remember the hallucinated immortal? Does anyone remember that? He does. Okay, this guy in the front does.
It was a long time ago.
It was
it's
a
okay,
long
guys.
time ago.
You too, okay.
Yeah. That was BC in Starcraft 2 years.
Yeah.
No, but this guy actually used a hallucinated immortal to fake pressure while expanding. And this was like, what, it was like 3 months into Starcraft 2?
It was forever ago.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's like
so
crazy meta shit
stuff.
we don't even see anymore.
Fell in love. I saw him. It was like Cupid's
insane.
arrow hit him at that moment.
It was insane. I fell in love immediately. I love players that play like that. You know, with him now, he's still super calculated, but he's mastered the metagame.
Yes. Indeed. And love to see, man. He's going to want to really show his skills here today. He's had a hard time in GSL since his championship falling out. So, I mean, if Seed falls here as well, that is not a happy place for him to be in professionally.
Yeah. Absolutely. Remember, we're going to go to all 5 games, but even if one of the Koreans loses here, you know, the pride is on the line here. The Koreans, honestly, and I'm not even trying to just overhype this, guys. They absolutely do not want to lose to non-Koreans. They believe they're the best. They want to prove they're the best. And we're going to see what he's got to offer today. On Cloud Kingdom Artosis, what do you predict Seed going to be doing here?
Well, you know, the best way to normally play this map is to actually just get into the late game. If you can get up to actually 3 bases, hold it still, get into Psystorm and Colossus and take that 4th base, you're in a good spot against Terran because, as mentioned before, it's a great map for late game Protoss harassment. The Psystorm drops are amazing. The Warpins are so good. You've got all these high ground areas to fight against Terran. We see normally when this map goes long, it goes to Protoss. So I feel like Seed should be playing for that longer game, whereas I gotta say I already really like the route that we see LucifroN going on, the fast expansion, and he's not throwing down another command center too quickly. He is just throwing down his standard 3 racks, so we should see him go into medevac pretty quickly here.
All right, and as you can see now, Stim is just now being researched. Again, both builds here very standard. If you guys want to learn about StarCraft 2 and copy these builds, these are builds to use. And right now, nobody taking any risks. It does make sense. It's the first game, you know, out of the 5 games we're going to play. It's going to set the tempo. You know, morale does play in here. Let's say a Korean loses first game. That's not going to be good, you know, for the Koreans going into this.
Yeah.
And with Seed, do you think we're going to see a Colossus tech here, or is he just going to get the Observers out? That's been more popular nowadays. You know, just getting Observers going to Templar tech.
You know, it's really hard to say. Both still are very popular. Neither one has truly taken over the metagame completely, so I'm not really sure what Seed wants to do as far as tech here. Sometimes you see them open Colossus into Psystorm. Sometimes you see Psystorm and charge lots into Colossus. And sometimes you see just a single Colossus to try to trick them out while you go for the Psystorm.
I think the best out of those, in my opinion, is the single Colossus into tech switching, because we do see fairly often when people do that, it almost defaults the Terran player into continuing to make Vikings, which are then not useless. The Colossus is like it's like a tech battery. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They'll see one Colossus, they'll keep making Vikings, stop making medevacs, and then they got like 14 Vikings. It kills a Colossus immediately. Vikings not so strong in an all-out brawl on the ground.
Yeah. Well, he is throwing up his Colossus tech right now, so We'll see if he actually wants to make more than one. I think this is going to be one of those single Colossus games. You know, if you go for the 3 Colossus into Psystorm tech, there's sometimes a little timing that Terran can have that's a little bit hard to stop. That has a ton of Vikings off 2 starports. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes into Twilight after his first Colossus.
Right? Oh! I was about to say, I wonder if he's actually going to scan and spot that. And he did just that. Now, you know, when you lose the Observer, even though it's okay, it costs some gas, but it's a fairly cheap unit. The problem is when you lose that Observer, if you really look at Protoss, the units that come out of the robotics bay are so important. Is it an Immortal? Is it a Warp Prism? Is it another Observer? Is it a Colossus? That when you lose that Observer, because of the role that it has in the game, well, do you remake the Observer?
Yeah.
Are you going to halt Colossus production?
And the thing is, the most important thing is to actually see where the Terran army is. The observers are so important. Everything that comes out of that robo, as you said, Tace, is so important. And by the way, that robo, he's not going to be able to replace observers very easily. He's getting that Colossus range right away, so he's going to go for at least 2 or 3 Colossus here. And that means that he's just going to be chrono boosting non-stop on that, and it's going to be hard to squeeze out anything else.
Okay, so we got that 1 Colossus out now. And another one is on the way. Now, okay, this is a little bit dicey if LucifroN decides to attack into the base. Because, yeah, can you... Okay, well, he's going to answer it for me before I could say anything.
Well,
he is going to drop in here. Or not. Okay. If you do drop in there like that, most Protoss players treat the game now like that's going to be a gift-wrapped present. Yeah. Because they're going to have the Stalkers in position, they're just going to shoot it down. Oh, but he's going to scan, and he sees there's no Stalkers. Oh, sick force fields.
Yeah, really nice force fields there. Right now, LucifroN is trying to put on some pressure, but he's realized that it's not likely to work, so he started that command center as well at his third base.
But he baited out the Stalkers to the low ground. Seed does not have vision.
Well, Seed still has a lot of units because he did get his 5 gates very quickly.
Okay, he's going to have to pick up here.
And yeah, this is not going to end up working out. He does have those 2 Colossi, but LucifroN hitting the front right now. And nice force fields going out. LucifroN being a little bit too aggressive right now.
You know, I feel like this is not a necessary moment to attack.
No, it's...
You know what this works on? This works in the ladder, High Masters, technique like this. Yeah. You're not going to beat somebody like Seed. Well, he can manage 2 bases.
You know, maybe if he went for just the 1 Colossus into the Twilight tech, maybe then you can get something done. But you're right, Tasteless. When Protoss is turtling on 2 bases with Colossus tech, you are not breaking them with Marines and Medevacs.
And now we got Seed countering, forced cancel, really bad here for the Terran.
Huge moment right there. And he will continue to pressure at least a little bit since there's no Vikings out yet, or just a couple.
Just 2 out now.
Yeah, you can still poke a little bit with that. Force them to be defensive, force them to stay in their main base. But Seed's already gained a pretty big lead here, to be honest.
You know, I feel like I thought Seed was going to be aggressive, but then I noticed there's no pylon placed super close here to LucifroN's base. So he's just going to expand again, and that's smart. I mean, the guy cancels his command center. Okay, you know for a fact there's some time limit on when he gets his 3rd base now, so just expand yourself.
Exactly, and he's adding more gates as well, getting charged, going for the Templar Archives. He's getting everything that he needs, and all Seed has to do right now is fall back and be defensive and get that Psystorm out ASAP, because as we see, LucifroN has that 2nd starport. He's going to have a lot of Medevacs and a lot of Vikings to try to break through this army.
Okay, so it looks like LucifroN, he's going to go on the offensive again. Now this is crucial here if he does attack. Occasionally we see players push out, but that's more to generate the image of aggression. He needs to, if he does attack, do a lot of damage because he's already in a deficit.
Well, we'll see if he can get that done. He is making a lot of Vikings right now, so he will slaughter off those Colossi. But, we do have Archons popping out. No Psystorm yet, just kind of focusing on upgrades and just macroing units at Seed. But he does have that big 20 supply lead from earlier.
Seed is tacking, I think, perfectly here. He's got the Templar Archives up, the leg upgrade, the speed upgrade, I should say, for Seed is almost done. He's got his army in a great position. And, are we going to see an engagement here?
Oh, he's just trying to pick off those Colossi before he actually does engage. Still pushing forward a little bit here, and he gets one before any real engagement. Good move here by LucifroN, and Seed actually might be in trouble. These force fields not doing well for his Zealots.
LucifroN, excuse me, continuing to push in here, takes out that Colossus. Now there's a good number of medevacs, completely useless force field there. Zealots coming in here now, but you know what? Seed's ground army, just too strong. I think the engagement there for LucifroN was well done, but he was like mathematically behind, so it didn't pay off.
Yeah, at least he got the Colossi. There's no Psystorm, and if he continues to rally out a lot and switches back into medevacs, he's going to be able to put on a ton of pressure. We do have more Archons on the way and another Colossus as well, so Seed's going for this Stormless, like really heavy charge lot Archon Colossus style that we've seen lately, which it's good, but if you have a lot of medevacs and good micro like LucifroN has, you can fight against it.
All right, he's pushing in now, stimming and running away. The Zealots are coming up. Now remember, the Zealots are there to sponge up the damage, landing the Vikings. Bad move as one more Colossus comes out here. In fact, that was, to be frank, fairly poorly done.
Oh! Sick. Dancing his Zealots, realizing that he is gaining a bigger and bigger lead. And you
look at that last engagement. Why in the hell would you run away with stim units and then land the Vikings at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, if your opponent goes back in a Colossus, that's going to make it really hard for you to replace those.
Yeah, I mean, Seed looked at that and thought, okay, I'll take that. And actually added a taunt in here.
Well, when LucifroN actually realizes that he's gone back into Colossus tech, he will be like, oh, I wish I still had those Vikings. So this is still going to be an uphill battle for LucifroN, but, he does have that third base up, and he still is pretty mobile with his army.
And, remember, guys, just like I mentioned with the Robotech, what you're making out of that really matters. If you lose certain Robo units, it can screw up the game. In this case, losing a bunch of Vikings means no more medevacs.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to either keep making Vikings or keep making medevacs. One of the two. It's a delicate balance. Zealots now hitting those SCVs and then retreating. Meanwhile, Seed moving up here, and I don't know if this army's strong enough.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of splash there, but that allows him to get his Zealots back into this third base. Nice moves by Seed.
Now, the Seed is not trying to end the game. He's trying to get a fourth base while keeping Terran occupied.
And look at this. He is going to push up this ramp for Archons to tank, but that's a nice concave there for LucifroN, so Seed does back up for now. And Seed is just going for it, man. Look at this. The multi-pronged harassment is absolutely crazy.
All right, he's gearing up now. Okay, smart move. Definitely wanted to pull out there. In fact, cautionary force fields thrown down here.
Yeah, these are really good moves by Seed. I especially like how he leads with the Archons, so concussive shells aren't going to pick off any units. He can just walk up and down that ramp and try to lure things away so his Zealot harassment can still work.
Okay, so the fourth base is secured. These Zealots are expendable, but these SCVs are not. And he is now going to lose them.
Yeah, they will finally go down.
Oh my God.
Oh. Seed throwing down
guys,
3 Nexuses.
Those are not to make more probes.
Maybe he wants a lot of Chrono Boost.
If you could like Chrono Boost pylons or something, I don't know. But okay, so right now between Korean and non-Korean team, trash talk already going down.
Yeah,
he's already made the Zealot stance.
Well, LucifroN's going to see this and be like, am I really this far behind?
Right. Okay, so this is actually a painful moment because I don't even know if he's going to cancel these. We'll see. Already cancels them. Could have made it worse if he didn't, but right now LucifroN is having to deal with the fact that representing the international team already behind EMP on the Archons, and I don't know if this engagement favors Seed here.
Insane Psystorms going down. The Colossi still up there, and GG.
Insta tap out. Wow. Okay. Well, Seed definitely coming out there with cleaner play.
I feel like LucifroN really just made one big mistake there, and that was overcommitting against a turtling 2-base Colossus tech.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. I think the start of that game, when he tried to do damage off of a player with 2 base, I thought, I don't know about this.
You normally can't do that, especially against a Code-S quality player, champion.
Not even, I was going to say, not even just a Code-S player, a Code-S champion. No. Guys, give it up for Seed.
All right, well, LucifroN, he did a good job. He showed a lot of skill there after losing that initial group of units. You really don't want to lose a group of units early on, or Protoss suddenly feels invincible. And when he attacked with the Vikings into that third base against the heavy Colossus use of Seed, he actually almost got something done there. And imagine if he hadn't lost all those units early on. Maybe he has enough to actually break through.
I felt the emotional tempo of that game. Failed attack on 2 bases, and then we saw he stims and runs away, but he lands Vikings.
Yeah.
Big mistake there. And I think from there, Seed had the confidence.
He did indeed. He felt very far ahead with the dancing of the Zealots, the putting down nexuses. Well, hopefully we can see maybe, the next match is going to be Scarlet versus DRG. Maybe Scarlet can get ahead and throw down. What do you manner in ZVZ? I mean, do you dance your Zerglings? Do you,
it's funny.
Do you put a hatchery in their base?
It's funny because some what
you bring drones and you make infestation pits in their creep.
Oh, that's good.
How you do it. All right. Yeah.
I was about to say no. There's no way to trash talk in ZVZ, but you could do that.
Turn all your overlords into overseers.
Yeah, you beat me to it. I was about to say that.
Upgrade
speed and then morph them in their base. Well, we'll see. But again, a lot is on the line here. That first game is about as one-sided as a Mobius strip, guys. It was pretty brutal. And some laughs, thanks, guys. No, but seriously, it was brutal. And honestly, I don't know how the other players are going to fare, but you go into a game like that, the guy's beating you so bad he's making nexuses in places where you don't make nexuses. Not good.
It was a wall-in. It
was a wall-in.
Okay, so Scarlet versus DRG. What do you think, Tasteless? Because Scarlet's a really good CVZ, but DRG is too.
I'm going to go with DRG. Conservative bet here, but I would love to see Scarlet. What about you guys? Do you think Scarlet's got it? Any DRG fans? Some. I don't know if the stream can pick up the nerd conch or horn or whatever that is, but we need more of that at esports events.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
What are you talking about? They blow into that horn and then all the nerds come out of the bushes and gather like the Ewoks in Star Wars.
Exactly like the Ewoks.
All right, so we got Scarlet over here.
Yeah, once again, this is the Canadian champion and the North American champion. She lost almost no games doing that. Absolutely insane. Actually made her debut at IPL. I think it was IPL 4, might have been 3. Numbers confuse me. There's so much StarCraft. Anyways.
It's too much.
Has beaten many Koreans plenty of times. One of the best Zerg players. And I'm really looking forward to her going up against a bunch of top-end Koreans today.
Now, when I think of DRG, I want your opinion on this too, but I think of ZVT.
Yeah.
I think of that as his matchup.
Yeah, okay.
Not so much ZVZ.
Yeah, you don't think of DRG as the ZVZer. He was, the time he came up, Zergs weren't doing as well as they're doing now, so you didn't see as many ZVZs with him. But look here, DRG, look at that list. I mean, this guy has won stuff everywhere. He's won big events on every continent. Well, I guess not Africa or Antarctica yet.
Not yet. Esports still growing, Artosis. I got to say, with DRG, he got up in the ranks really fast and stayed there for a little bit, and he's dipped down.
Well,
I'm not saying that like he's fallen off, obviously, but he's not quite as dominant. So,
well, yeah, he's one of these players like Marine King who, you saw him win everything for a few months, and it's like, well, DRG, you haven't won the last 3 tournaments. I guess you're not playing well.
This is the problem when you become one of the very best. It's like, oh, well, you're not a world champion, 3 times in a row. You're sort of falling off. But DRG, super strong here. The map is going to be Metropolis. So, older map.
Yeah, and it's an awfully big map for ZDZ, which could lead us to Muta vs. Muta. Absolutely
It totally could.
And that's, in my opinion, the most fun ZDZ you can get.
Starcraft 1 style, man. Yeah. The thing about Metropolis is Roach versus Roach becomes like
silly.
Well, it's like there's a no man's land and you can't really engage the other guy.
No, you can't get up the ramp. So, I mean, this is ZVZ here. Either you do something really tricky or it goes to late game a lot of the time.
ZVZ. In StarCraft 2, total opposite of StarCraft 1 ZVZ. Anybody here actually play StarCraft 1? And how many of you guys here are new? It just started with StarCraft 2.
You don't have to be shy.
What's weird is like half the audience didn't make a noise.
Maybe they just are StarCraft fans, man.
I won't
you don't
judge
have to play.
You guys. It's okay, but no, it's interesting because ZVZ StarCraft 1. Only Muta, only one way to go. It boiled down to actually microing 11 Mutas to just this now. Super meta late game. We'll see how it goes. Guys, go crazy. We're here at GOMTV.net.